Well, you guys know I don't usually do unscripted videos very often, but here we are once again, in the land of unscripted videos. There has been a major leak on Reddit. I don't know if this is the origin of the leak, but it is mostly showing up on Reddit, of a series of images from PC Gamer magazine, which are displaying that Mechwarrior 5 is supposed to be getting a new expansion called Clans. Now, I want to point out, I've actually followed this for some time in terms of there being more Mechwarrior content coming out than the Dragon's Gambit, and it all makes sense to me, but I should warn people, I don't think this is a normal expansion DLC. Russ Bullock in the past has said they were working on a new Mechwarrior game that was going to be a standalone game. He also has mentioned in the past that if they were to do the clans, they would be in their own game. I strongly suspect that this is going to be Mechwarrior 5 Clans in the concept of it's a new rendition of Mechwarrior 5 that you will purchase that will be clan content. If you look at what games looked like back in the day, of like Dawn of War 2 for instance, you will find that you could buy Dawn of War 2, but eventually they came out with a big pack that was Dawn of War 2 Retribution, that was its own standalone game that wasn't really Dawn of War 2 and Chaos Rising. That is what I expect this to be. That's why they're still calling it Mechwarrior 5. It's the same engine, it's going to use a lot of the same assets while adding, of course, the clans into the game. And you can see a lot of that in how Mechwarrior 5 has been handled over the last couple years. They've done a lot of quality of life changes on it. Even though people still complain about the AI, they have enhanced the AI. They've gone through, they have added layers and layers of stuff. They've added new systems, which seem very obviously geared towards a rivalry system, like with the mercenaries, that would be for other clans or other pilots and things like that. So we have seen the groundwork being really put in place for Mechwarrior 5 to get a expansion, as it were, an addition to what it is. And to me, it just looks like this is it. It looks totally legit. Now, just to be clear, I am not adding any links. I am not showing any pictures outside of the actual front page picture of it. I won't be revealing anything from within. The script is a little bit small for me to read with any degree of clarity. But I'm just going to be very honest, it looks legitimate. There's no reason for this to be illegitimate. These leaks do happen. I think that the game is going to probably be pretty interesting. I do believe it does look like you're going to be playing as the clans themselves in it, which makes sense. If it is a clan standalone version of the game, it would make sense at the very least if you were given options to play as the clans. I don't know if you're going to be locked in to any one clan. From what we're seeing in the article, they are specifically referencing like Jade Falcon, Clan Ghost Bear, Clan Wolf, and Clan Smoke Jaguar. I am assuming that you are actually going to be playing as one of those 4 clans. I don't really know for sure. I will have to really thoroughly read this piece, but to be quite honest, I don't really expect any different from that. If they still let you play the Inner Sphere, that would also be awesome, where you can fight the much more difficult to defeat clan mechs and, of course, salvage them for yourself and salvage their equipment. I actually think that's a much more interesting way to play than just playing as the 4 really powerful clan factions that will run in and run roughshod over the Inner Sphere, especially given like just how Mechwarrior works and how you can focus damage. It's like, oh yeah, I shot him with 4 Clan ER large lasers, and that's a stack pull. He's blowing up. But this is what I expect. I think from what I can tell, they're going to be adding more story missions to the game as well. They might even be more limiting the scope and focusing on narrative a bit more. Either way though, I expect this to be a full-priced game. I expect this to be something to be released at some nebulous point next year. I don't expect it for this year. I think it's much more likely that we'll get this in 2024. Yeah, overall, you can read it for yourselves. You just have to really go searching for it. Again, I'm not providing links. I'm not showing off the main content of the body of the articles or anything like that. Some people might, but when it is a leak, because this is a leak, this is not rumors or anything like that, the furthest I'll go is showing you the cover art that they used. I did not use it in the thumbnail of this video. There's a reason why I didn't use it in the thumbnail for this video, which is because, like, when leaks happen, it's not great for studios, but now that it has happened, you, the audience, have the right to know about it. So yes, we are getting Mechwarrior 5 Clans. And I personally think it's going to be a complete standalone game. I think you might get some perks and benefit if you owned the original game, but I do think that when Russ Bullock in the past said, hey, if we do the clans, it's going to be a standalone game, and with more recent stuff, like when he was talking to No Guts, No Galaxy on Twitter, where he said, you know, we are working on the Dragon's Gambit, or what we would know to be the Dragon's Gambit, and we are working on a new standalone title, it seems incredibly likely that this is the new standalone title. Forgive me for the unscripted video. It's not going to be that long of a video. We're basically done here. I'm not actually able to be quite honest, I don't actually have the time this week to go through and finish the longbow video. It's too long of a video. I'm still doing a lot of recording for it. You know, even editing the audio for it. It's just not going to be done in time. This is still very exciting news. I do wonder if we're going to get the full catalog of clan mechs from Mechwarrior Online. You do have to remember that Mechwarrior 5 uses Mechwarrior Online assets for the most part. So, like, is it all going to be Omnimechs because those were frontline mechs? Is it going to be locked to the timeline? Because, like, some of those clan mechs that they have in MWO, for the most part, they're all there, but some of them are either second-line mechs or they are mechs that appear a little bit later. I'm hoping that just for the sake of the player base, we kind of get everything. Because, like, you know, I don't expect this game to have necessarily the broadest range of going all the way up to, like, 3067. But that appears to be the next big thing we're getting. We are getting, for Mechwarrior 5, as either an expansion in a DLC sense, or as an expansion in a more traditional sense, or in a standalone sense, Mechwarrior 5 Clans. You heard it here first. Probably, maybe. So, with all of that being said, don't forget to like the video. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. You're going to want to check out most of my other videos where I do mech overviews and lore overviews, and most of them are some combination of the two. And finally, don't forget to comment. It does help the video. So thank you very much. Thank you all for joining me here today, and I'll catch you all later.